McKinsey is dead. Boston Consulting Group is dead. Consulting will be destroyed by AI. These are just some of the headlines that my LinkedIn feed is filled with these days if I log on to the platform. So welcome to another coffee break here on my channel from Learning. My name is Heinrich. I'm a former McKinsey consultant and project lead. And in this video, I want to investigate what impact AI is likely going to have on consulting. And let's look first into some of the data that actually might support this claim. I did some research here. I will link also some of the sources in the video description because prima facie, at the surface, there seems to be some plausibility for that. So apparently PwC US is cutting entry-level hiring by 32% over the next 3 years and directly connecting this to AI. KPMG UK graduate intake is down by 29% since 2023, where apparently was the peak. In January, UK accountancy graduate jobs are down by 44% year on year. EY US Parthenon delayed graduate start days 3 years in a row. McKinsey reduced the global headcount allegedly by 10% in the last 1.5 years. Allegedly, junior levels are down by 25%. These are some of the facts that for sure are disturbing for everyone who's now looking into a career in consulting and whether this is indeed the right career choice for you or not. And the basic narrative to support that seems to be, well, consulting is knowledge work, right? And knowledge is now ubiquitous. It is accessible by LLMs. Whatever you want to know, you just put in as a prompt in one of these LLM systems, ChatGPT, Claude, etc. And then you will have the answer. And you can even provide more complex prompts. You can program your own skills that will conduct full financial analysis, full market research tasks in the past, full consulting teams were concerned with for a week or so now, just ready for you at the tip of a button. And even though there is of course some merit in this view, in this video I will argue why, based on my humble opinion, this is not how the future for consulting will look like. I will argue in the following that consulting actually might benefit in a substantial amount from the current AI development. And let's look into 3 reasons for that. So first, the data already shows today that AI is fueling demand for consulting projects in arguably an unprecedented way. The topic of AI is completely top of mind, a C-level agenda for most organizations out there. And here are a few facts as well. In a recent survey of KPMG, 71% of CEOs say that AI is a top investment priority for their company. In a different survey by CIO.com, 26 of CEOs name AI as the #1 priority for their CIO agenda in this year. And the list continues and continues. There's not a single large company out there that is not thinking heavily around how to leverage AI. They want to make sure that they reap the benefits of AI in an effective way. And there's a big historical pattern here compared to about 15 years ago, where the topic of digital came up. 15 years ago, all the large consulting firms, McKinsey, BCG and so on, were very much riding on the wave of digital. Every enterprise company out there has projects on how to digitalize their organization, how to digitalize processes, and these firms even build full practices around that. McKinsey founded McKinsey Digital and acquired companies such as Quantum Black. BCG founded BCG Gamma, and now BCG X to even until today leverage this big digital hype. So the whole digital wave was a multi-billion-dollar business for consulting firms, and AI will do the very same thing for the industry. And here again, some numbers that are the case already today. And again, some sources also in the video description. But for BCG, about 1/4 of their revenue is already related to AI projects. For McKinsey, it's allegedly 40% of the client work that is AI related. Accenture targets 80,000 AI consultants by this year. Bain is heavily investing as well. And the global AI consulting market is predicted to grow from $11 billion in 2025 to $91 billion by 2035. So this is about a 9x increase. It's insane numbers, insane growth that likely the whole AI transformation will bring to the industry. And now you might wonder, and this is the narrative that many people share out there, well, why is that the case? Can't you just ask your ChatGPT, your Claude, which AI systems you need, how you should implement it? Won't they give you the perfect implementation plan to do all that? Why do you even need consultants to make that happen? And here you can learn from the history and also from current consulting work as well, where whenever it is about implementing IT systems, the main challenge typically does not lie in choosing the right architecture or choosing the right system, but the main challenge lies in the implementation. This is true, and everybody knows this who ever worked on an ERP implementation program, on a CRM implementation project, on any other IT initiative out there. It's not just about choosing the system, but then you need to implement the system. And implementing the system means adapting processes, changing things that employees of the organization are working on, are doing every single day. So you need to map out processes, you need to implement them, make sure that they actually reflect the reality and the needs of the people working in the organizations. Often it's a huge change management topic as well, because you might need to now ask thousands, if not tens of thousands of people to now change their way of working. And if you look just into CRM systems, for instance, customer relationship management systems, how they got adopted in many large organizations, even though organizations spend millions for the software and an additional several millions for consultants typically implementing them, very often in large enterprises, adoption of systems like CRMs, even though in theory the value of these systems is very significant, adoption is just very low, just because it's so challenging. AI will just not implement itself. There will be people needed who implement the AI for the companies, define the use cases, do the change management together with the organizations. And this is exactly where the business opportunity for a consulting firm lies. So if you took any value out of the video already, please destroy the like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all the content as well. Big thanks also to all the channel members. And if you are interested in a career in consulting, because indeed I do think that the outlook is not grim, but actually rather bright, and you want help in making that happen, making sure that you prepare for these consulting processes the right way, this is exactly what we developed, the candidate track in our firm learning mentoring program for. There's a link in the video description where we are offering free initial consultations, where we review your profile. We can already give you also our outside-in assessment, which firms you might have the best shots at, and then we can develop together a plan that maximizes your chances to get into your target firms that you're most interested in. If this sounds interesting to you, sign up for a free consultation with us, link in the video description. And let's now, as a third point, also investigate the claim that AI will make all of us unemployed, or at least many of us unemployed, because this is of course a claim that often then gets connected to the idea that no one needs consultants anymore. And here I do not want to say that I know for sure how this will evolve. This is not the expertise that I now want to put out here, though I want to also here share an historical analogy. And some of you for sure are aware of the quote that software is eating the world. This quote is coming from Mark Andreessen in an article in 2011 where he shared this. Mark Andreessen is the co-founder of the arguably most famous Silicon Valley venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, where he wrote how software is eating the world. Software is eating all types of processes, things that people did manually so far now just get implemented in a software. And this then was brought into connection with many people claiming that this will lead to a significant unemployment increase in knowledge workers, in people doing basic tasks like ticket management, etc. But these advancements of software actually created more jobs over the last decades. So if you're looking into data for US knowledge workers, you can see that the share of knowledge workers actually even increased comparing 2000 to 2022. And there are also studies from the WEF, for instance, the Future of Jobs 2025 study, where it says that while AI will displace 92 million jobs, it will actually add an additional 170 million jobs, so a net increase in jobs. And now I do not want to claim for sure which way this will evolve, what will happen, but now the arguments on the consulting side hopefully already spark some imagination that this might be the case. But even in other areas where now everybody is saying that AI will cut lots of jobs, for instance in software development, where of course we are all aware that now everybody can wipe code software, everybody can create software, very similar to how a software engineer would be able to do it until very recently, of course, still also in the future. The question is, will this now replace software engineers? Or is this just the next abstraction layer of software? How we move from like machine code to maybe C to maybe Python? Is this just the next abstraction layer? How software engineers will work. Only the future knows for sure what will happen. I do think, based on the shared arguments, that there's a very bullish case to be made for consulting, and consulting remains an attractive career choice for young graduates and mid-career professionals who are open to learn about AI and adopt all these tools and methodologies. So thanks to all of you for listening. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Super interested in your perspective as well. My name is Heinrich. I release weekly content here on the channel. Let's meet again here next week.